The Tennessee Titans put on the pads for the first time in training camp, and rookie quarterback Will Levis went insane. I'm breaking it all down for you on today's edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. Let's get it.
You are Locked On Titans, your daily Tennessee Titans podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Titans podcast. I am your host, Tyler Rowland. Titans fans, the pads are now on, and what an insane day of Tennessee Titans practice it was on Monday. Will Levis catches fire, and I'm going to break down his performance. Also, Malik Willis has a pretty good day, but are there signs of Malik Willis losing the QB2 role? We're going to dive into all that. Plus, Mike Vrabel pits Monty Rice against Jack Gibbens for the second inside linebacker spot. I'm going to tell you what Vrabel had to say and dive into that matchup. Before we get into all of it, do want to thank you guys for making the Locked On Titans podcast your first listen each and every day. Remember, Monday through Friday, Tennessee Titans content all year round on all apps and always for free. And heck, I just went on Friday and Saturday and Sunday as well. Make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed to the Locked On Titans podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Shout out to my everydayers as well. Like I just said, I did all Monday through Friday last week, Saturday and Sunday bonus episodes. We're in the middle of about 13 straight days of Locked On Titans podcast for you guys. That's for you, my everydayers. Let me know down below in the comments who you are. Appreciate you guys. Also, throw a thumbs up on the video if you're watching as well. But let's dive into this performance from Will Levis. Finally, the rookie steps up and makes his presence felt. It's funny because on yesterday's show, my everydayers will know I talked about the fact that I think Will Levis will beat out Malik Willis for the quarterback 2 role by the time we get through training camp. I think Malik Willis still makes the team. I think the Titans will keep him around as QB3, but I do think that Will Levis will supplant Malik Willis as QB2, and immediately after, the very next day of practice, Will Levis just goes insane, lights it up. Starting out 7-on-7, Will Levis comes out 3 straight 20-yard touchdown passes. One to his former college teammate, tight end Justin Rigg. Then he throws a touchdown pass to undrafted free agent wide receiver Treshawn Harrison. Then he throws another tight window rope throw to Reggie Roberson over the middle for his 3rd straight touchdown. He completes his 4th pass. It just doesn't go for a touchdown. It's a little short of the goal line to Thomas Odukoye. So starting out 4 for 4 for Will Levis, including 3 straight touchdown passes. And on that 3rd touchdown pass that Will Levis threw, he let out a heck yeah. I'm giving you the PG version. I'll let you guys fill in the blanks. Yeah, but clearly Levis was hype about coming out on fire during 7-on-7 drills. And let me just say this right now before we move forward. On Monday's practice, the Titans focused heavily on the red zone. So that's why I'm talking about 7-on-7. They were 20-yard touchdown passes because they're doing red zone work, which is 20 yards and into the end zone. I know most of you guys know that, but just in case. But the focus on Monday was all about the red zone. And again, Will Levis came out on absolute fire, 3 straight 20-yard touchdown passes, and he let everybody know about it after that 3rd one. So love to see that, but it wasn't over. The Titans got into 11-on-11 team periods, and what they do is they put the ball at different places within the red zone. So in this situation, the Titans were an 11-on-11 team red zone work, and they were at the 6-yard line. The offense was. Will Levis threads a pass to Racey McMath in the back of the end zone over Chris Jackson for his 4th touchdown of the day. The man is on fire. But that wasn't it. But wait, there's more. A 5th touchdown pass that may have been Will Levis's best pass of the day. Another one, an 11-on-11 team Teron Davenport from ESPN here throwing up what he had to say. Levis had a solid day, just drilled a pass to Reggie Roberson across the middle for a touchdown. The ball needed a little something on it to make it through traffic. And that's what we know about Levis. He has incredible arm strength, incredible velocity. People think about arm strength just about how far you could throw it down the field. Velocity is all about throwing it to the sidelines, think about being on the right hash mark and throwing a comeback route all the way to the left sideline. Throw in a corner route all the way to the left sideline. That is arm strength, folks. That is velocity. Can you get that ball in? And we know that Will Levis has the ability to drive the ball in to tight windows, and he's showing it already as he gets more and more comfortable. But we know with Will Levis, he's got all the velocity. Can he make those touch throws? Can he make those layered throws? In individual drills, Will Levis had a couple of throws that they were just perfect touch throws. They were right on the money. He was moving a little bit, dodging, doing pocket movement stuff, and just made perfect layered throws with touch. So it's something that he's working on. And Will Levis got to rotate in and take some snaps with the second team today. It's happening, folks. It is starting to happen. On the day, Will Levis was 6 for 7. And the only bad pass that he threw was a pass that maybe could have been caught. But it was knocked away. So 6 for 7 on the day. That improves Will Levis to 23 of 30, according to Jim Wyatt in training camp. 23 of 30 with 5 touchdown passes on Monday. Yesterday, I talked about how we're not talking about Will Levis enough. All the Malik Willis noise, all the right tackle noise, all the DeAndre Hopkins noise, Traylon Burks, Christian Fulton. Will Levis got pushed to the back of the talking conversation. And he's going to make his presence felt. So pretty surprised to hear this early, but a great day for Will Levis. Went nuts out there. His best day so far, by far, of training camp or all season work, anything. This was the best practice that Will Levis has had since he was a Tennessee Titan. But I'm going to keep it honest. Malik Willis had a pretty good day too. Plus, the Titans showcased some things with their offensive play calling that I think are very, very exciting for what they could be in the red zone. They were already great in the red zone, so improving on that. Really excited to dive into what Malik Willis did on the day. The Titans offense also. Monty Rice against Jack Gibbens for linebacker 2. Mike Vrabel declared that battle today. We're going to discuss what Vrabel had to say and what we should see going forward. Before we get into all of that, do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. All right, guys, our partners at eBay Motors have teamed up with Locked On Fantasy Football host Vinny Iyer to bring you some of the best fantasy picks each week all season long. Whether you're prepping for a draft or scouting the waiver wire, every week we're going to provide you with players that are guaranteed to fit on your roster. With draft prep underway for the upcoming season, let's see who Vinny has picked out for us on this week's eBay's Guaranteed Fit Fantasy Picks of the Week. If you're looking to park an elite running back in your fantasy football garage after the top half dozen options at the position have been taken off the lot, look no further than Lions rookie Jahmyr Gibbs to be a roaring engine as he takes the lead role in an overhauled backfield. The real first round pick is a steal as an RB2, possessing talent and pedigree to deliver big immediate results in a loaded offense. Vinny Iyer from Locked On Fantasy Football is going to help you win your fantasy championship. And eBay Motors knows a championship team is about each player being a perfect fit, because it's the same with your vehicle. With eBay Guaranteed Fit and over 122 million parts and accessories right at your fingertips, you can make sure your ride stays running smoothly. They have air filters, brakes, batteries, tail lights, alternators, shock struts, you name it. eBay Motors has it, and they'll make sure it's the right fit for your car, because eBay Guaranteed Fit helps you understand exactly what parts you need for your vehicle the first time. So go forth, switch gears, crank the AC, and say goodbye to sweating if your ride needs a little fixing up. because now you know you'll always be set up for success from the get-go with eBay Guaranteed Fit. Everything your vehicle needs is just a click away. For the parts and accessories that fit your vehicle, just look for the green check. Get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices at ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. Titans fans, let's continue today's edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. We just talked about Will Levis's monster day for the Tennessee Titans, throwing 5 touchdown passes. Justin Rigg, Trayshawn Harrison, 2 to Roberson, 1 to Racey McMath. I mean, just an excellent day for the rookie passer. But Malik Willis continues to play solid. He is doing his best to fight off the rookie. We're going to talk about Malik Willis's day and some of the unique stuff the Titans offense was practicing during red zone work on Monday. Before we get into all of that, I want to thank you guys again for making the Locked On Titans podcast your first listen each and every day. Remember, Monday through Friday, Tennessee Titans content all year round, always for free on all apps. Heck, I'm going through a stretch of 13 straight days of putting out an episode for you guys because I got a fever. And the only thing that can cure it is more Tennessee Titans football. If you feel the same, make sure you get subscribed, stay subscribed to the Locked On Titans podcast, where it's your team every day. Shout out to my everydayers out there. Tomorrow, the Tennessee Titans are doing an unscripted practice. It's basically a team scrimmage, and I'm going to be breaking down everything that takes place in that practice with you guys tomorrow night. Again, get subscribed, stay subscribed, hit the notification bell, throw a thumbs up on the video as well. Definitely do appreciate all the support. But let's talk about Malik Willis, because all that talk about Levis, he was starting to get some second team snaps. He's getting to rotate in, but at the same time, Malik Willis is playing pretty well. Malik Willis had an excellent stretch in 11-on-11 team red zone work where he threw for a touchdown to NWI. He ran for a touchdown on a zone read keeper around the right corner, according to AZ Sports. Also, he scrambled in for another touchdown. Malik had 2 touchdown throws on the day. He ran in a couple with his legs. Malik just basically showcasing his diverse skill set. And with the zone read stuff that the Titans were working on, it put Malik Willis in a perfect position. Malik had a really good day. Malik has been solid, and no doubt about it, Malik Willis has been incredibly improved from last year. But, as we see here, Malik Willis during 7-on-7 was late on a couple of throws. Okay? And that's something that has plagued Malik Willis, holding on to the ball too long, not seeing it, not processing quickly enough. He's got to be able to move quicker. And if he's still delivering throws late and things like that, it's practice. They aren't sacking the quarterback. But when we get into preseason, we're going to see that show up. On the day, Malik Willis was 5 for 9. He was 5 for 9. On training camp as a whole, Malik Willis is 21 for 35. As I just said, Will Levis is 23 for 30 and had a monster day threading the needle, throwing darts in tight windows in the red zone all day long on Monday. Malik played well, but a lot of his good plays had to do with using his legs, running the ball, not throwing the ball, which is where he needs to work at. Do you guys remember last year, Mike Vrabel pulled Malik Willis out of a preseason game when he needed reps because Malik just wasn't throwing the ball and he was running too much. I think that was a little bit of a mistake. You got to let a Ferrari be a Ferrari at the end of the day. But I'm just saying it's more impressive to me to hear about Levis throwing darts accurate to the end zone than Malik Willis scoring a couple of touchdowns on read option plays during red zone work. You know what I mean? So trying to keep this fair, keep it honest. Malik Willis is not playing poorly, but how long are you going to be able to hold off? And I talked about this during the offseason. If Mike Vrabel believed in Malik Willis, they wouldn't have used a 3rd-round pick in 2024 and moved up in the 2nd round to draft Will Levis. It's just logic that Mike Vrabel preferred Will Levis to Malik Willis, which gives Malik Willis an uphill battle to make this team, which gives Malik Willis an uphill battle to win the backup quarterback spot. So I'm just putting it out here. Will Levis is already starting to take some second team reps from Malik Willis. Malik Willis is playing well, but Will Levis is starting to turn it on. That's all there is to it. Again, in just the raw numbers. Malik is 21 for 35. Will Levis is 23 for 30. More completions, less passing attempts, more translatable things happening in practice. Malik's got his work cut out for him, basically. But Malik did show patience. Again, he did show great ability running the ball. And I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say that Will Levis started taking some second-team reps. They started rotating a little bit. There's some people in the comments who still can't hear what I'm saying. But I'm trying to just drive home what happened at practice today. And when it happens, and when Will Levis takes over that QB2 role, don't say that I didn't warn you. Don't say that I didn't tell you that this was starting to happen. Don't say that I didn't tell you it was coming along, okay? We're seeing it happen quietly. So I want the Titans to keep both these guys, but as I said on yesterday's show, I definitely think that Will Levis ends up as quarterback 2 for the Titans by the time we get into the season. And based on what happened on Monday, that drives it home. But before we move forward, I want to talk about what the Titans were doing on offense, because again, it was red zone day, so they were working red zone. We saw 3 different kinds of read options. We saw the traditional read option with the running back and the quarterback, where you fake the running back handoff into the middle, and then the quarterback goes around. And then also we saw inverted veer, which is where the quarterback is the one who has the option of going up the gut, and the running back is the one going to the outside. So that's 2 variations. And then we also saw Malik Willis run a triple option for a touchdown where he faked a pitch out to a running back and then kept it and went to the end zone. So that's 3 different variations of option football being used in the red zone by the Titans. And whether that's just getting more mobile quarterbacks and Levis and Willis more ready to play, or whether they intend to use some of those packages in the regular season, we can't know. But all I know is they're working on it. Not only that, but Traylon Burks motioned into the backfield and caught a toss sweep to the outside, which Danico Autry shut down, but I like the creativity. And then Kyle Phillips took a jet sweep around the edge for a really nice gain in red zone as well. So Tim Kelly increasing the creativity, Tim Kelly doing his best to get his best players the football in advantageous situations. I like the creativity that the Titans were shown in the red zone on Monday. So 3 different variations of options, multiple players getting the ball out of the backfield. I just like that. The Titans were already one of the best teams in the red zone in the NFL over the last few years. Tim Kelly has been responsible for a lot of that, especially last year. We're going to see that red zone be even better this year, and I'm very excited to see what they do. So either way, that is the latest reports on both the quarterbacks, both of them playing pretty well, but Levis had an incredible day, and he's starting to rotate in with the 2s, so we got to keep our eye on that. But Monty Rice against Jack Gibbens for a starting linebacker spot. That's what Mike Vrabel said on Monday. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on here in just a moment. All right, Titans fans, let's cap off today's edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. We talked about Will Levis absolutely going nuclear at practice on Monday, throwing 5 touchdown passes. We talked about Malik Willis having a pretty good day in his own right, but still fighting that QB2 battle as Levis tries to make some progress on him. Now I want to talk about a position battle that Mike Vrabel identified after practice between Monty Rice and Jack Gibbens at linebacker. Plus, we got some other updates on attendance at training camp. Josh Wiley back at practice. So I'll dive into all that. Before I do, thank you guys for making the Locked On Titans podcast your first listen each and every day, Monday through Friday. Tennessee Titans content all year round on all apps and always for free. Make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed to the Locked On Titans podcast, where it's your team every day. 192 people watching live right now. I should have 192 likes. The show's free. All I ask for in return is the press of a button. And of course, shout out to my everydayers out there tuning in Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day of the week. Let me know down below who you guys are. Couldn't do it without you. But Mike Vrabel said after practice that Monty Rice and Jack Gibbens are in a competition for a linebacker position. We know Azeez Al-Shire is going to be the Titans' number one linebacker. The veteran signed in free agency. They trust him. He's the top linebacker. But who's going to be that second linebacker? I offered Ben Neiman as a guy who I thought would challenge Monty Rice. Let me just throw it out. Let me just be honest. I think the hype for Monty Rice is overrated. I think Monty Rice and his potential is overrated. Monty Rice is nothing more than a depth linebacker who can make spot starts, who can be a starting linebacker in the NFL. But look, linebacker is running back on defense. You can find productive linebacker play for a lot cheaper than what guys are getting paid on their second contract. You're like, why would the Titans give Monty Rice a contract extension or keep him around long-term or anything like that when they just let David Long, who's a better player, go? And Monty Rice has had his own injury issues. I just don't see it. I don't see Monty Rice as anything special. I don't see him as a bona fide, certified starting linebacker in the NFL either. He's got speed. He's got tenacity. He's got ferociousness. I get it. He's an NFL linebacker. If you didn't have those abilities, he wouldn't even be in the NFL. But at the end of the day, I don't see him as any kind of long-term option for the Titans. The Titans shouldn't look at the defense and go, oh, well, we have Monty Rice, so we know that spot is. The Titans should just draft another linebacker next year and let Monty Rice leave after his 4 years and replace him with somebody in the mid-rounds as well. Monty Rice was a third-round pick. I think he's underperformed. He's gone below expectations so far. And I know that some people in the fan base, some people who create Titans content even, are really, really high on Monty Rice. And that's their prerogative. That's their opinion. But me, I think Monty Rice is the most overrated player for the Titans right now. I think that a guy like Jack Gibbens, a guy like Ben Neiman could be better options than Monty Rice. I just don't see it. I'm not saying that he's a bad player. I'm not saying that he's a bench guy who shouldn't start at all. I just don't get the hype and don't think he's somebody the Titans should plan around long-term or have, make roster decisions based on. And we're seeing that here. Mike Vrabel said Gibby has more length. Jack Gibbens, the second-year linebacker, who was an undrafted free agent last year. He said Rice is probably faster and quicker. He mentioned how Monty Rice was able to chase down Tajay Spears at the sideline on a toss play. So Monty Rice, the abilities that we've talked about with Monty Rice before are still there, but I'm just not so certain that those abilities are that important. You know what I mean? I don't see him as a difference-making player. He's a jag, just another guy. Very common phrase used in the NFL, jag, just another guy, a replaceable guy at the end of the day. Not terrible, not great, just replacement level. That's what I see. So with Mike Vrabel coming out and saying, yeah, Monty Rice is in a battle with Jack Gibbens for that starting linebacker spot, I'm not surprised to hear that. Jack Gibbens had some moments last year. He flashed. In that Jacksonville game where he had the interception, incredible in pass coverage. In the Dallas game, he was awesome in run defense. Jack Gibbens showed flashes, and he's a long, lengthy linebacker like Mike Vrabel mentioned, and that really helps. Titans getting away from smaller, speedier linebackers and going with bigger linebackers with more length. I like that personally. I don't think that's a bad idea. So Monty Rice versus Jack Gibbens, we're going to monitor that going forward, okay? That's a big position battle that I didn't expect. I knew that Monty Rice would be in a battle with somebody. I picked Ben Neiman, but Jack Gibbens, if he's making a huge jump from year 1 to year 2, I could totally see that as well. So also want to mention Josh Wiley, the rookie tight end who missed the first week of training camp, was back on the practice field with the pads on. So that's great news to hear. T.R. Tart and Luke Gifford, the linebacker, Tart, of course, nose tackle, they both missed practice. Jamarco Jones was back out there. He returned to practice on Saturday after missing a day. So that's all good. I do want to mention one last thing with you guys that's interesting. Caleb Farley And I noticed somebody said something about this in the comments earlier. It's been a long time ago. It was Major Keys. Shout out to you, Major Keys. Caleb Farley stepped out of a side door out of the locker room today and made an appearance out in the sun, out in the public. First time that we've seen Caleb Farley at all. Not only that, but Caleb Farley's agent, super agent, Drew Rosenhaus, was at Titans practice talking to Mike Vrabel after practice. What's going on with Caleb Farley? Agents will often make these training camp trips where they stop in, talk to their clients, touch base, how you doing? You know, it's just good business to take care of your clients and let them know you're in their corner. It's probably just a routine standard visit for an agent. But curious what could be going on because the Farley situation is just ugly. Again, I don't think the Titans cut him. It doesn't make any sense financially. Adam Cruz says Farley asking for a trade. How could Caleb Farley have the leverage to ask for a trade of any kind? And why would any team in the NFL give up assets for a guy with 2 ACLs and 2 backs? So I don't know what could be going on. Honestly, it could. If I speculate, I can only think of bad things. So I'm not going to do that, but just wanted to at least mention that Farley made a little appearance and his agent was in the building. And I just wonder what's going on with all that. I hope for the best for Caleb Farley. The kid's been through a lot. All the injuries, the lack of experience, all the pressure put on him by being a first-round pick. His mom passed away from cancer a couple of years ago. Like, man, what a tough couple of years it had to be for Caleb Farley. I know everybody can go with the money thing. He's making good money. So, yeah, could it be early retirement? I don't know. Guys. But yeah, it's probably just a standard visit from an agent checking on a client. Rosenhaus stops by once a summer, I feel like, all the time. But either way, just wanted to mention it. The last thing I'm going to say to you guys is tomorrow is an unscripted practice. That means that the Titans are basically having a scrimmage. We're going to see a lot of Levis. We're going to see a lot of Malik. And I'm going to be here to break it all down with you guys on tomorrow night's show. Get subscribed, stay subscribed. But that is going to do it for me today, folks. As always, I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and this is Locked On Titans.